Why, hello, sexy humans and beautiful freaks. Welcome back for another episode of my art tour. Let's get right into it. Yes, the tormented sounds. That is what this one's called. Basically, I just felt like drawing a demon who was tormented and full of pain and just screaming his guts out. And I imagine that would make some very tormented sounds. So that's kind of what led to this one. Uh, the eyes I changed a few different times from really bold, piercing eyes to all black, but I ended up going with this kind of just dead, milky gray eyes. I thought it really added to the deadness of his soul. Look at me! Ah! When everything in her whole life is going wrong, that it actually starts to become funny. I love this big piercing eye that I did right there. Really just kind of sucks you in and it's like all you can look at. This piece is titled Can We Snuggle? When you're feeling sick and hacking up a lung, and all you want to do is snuggle up with someone and stay warm. This one is called Face Off. This one, I don't really know what I was thinking. I don't know if she's pulling her face off or holding it on. I just sort of had the idea that her face was, evaporating and there was just nothing left but kind of her skull. Miss Yawn. I basically just wanted to draw like this porcelain doll girl that looked like her jaw was falling off, and I added this cool bloodline in there, sort of give this cool effect. Uh, Kind of looks like, I don't know, a slash has gone through her jaw and is sprayed out on the back of the wall. But yeah, the lips I think came out really nasty, and everything's kind of dripping in a really awesome way. Sometimes it just turns out, like the blood just drips just right. And you gotta love that. So the funny bunny girl. She is inspired by the manga anime bunny girl style. She's got a bunny girl costume on. Obviously not really a bunny. Got a bunny masquerade mask hiding the fact that there's clearly some kind of demon underneath there. This one. This one is called Oral Exam. I wanted to draw kind of like a dental assistant, like in sort of an old school assistant outfit, and just have her be nothing but teeth. So that's what I did here. Just overabundance of teeth. I actually didn't always have these eyes on there. She started out having no eyes, but I felt like her face was too bland. So I ended up putting in these, like, I don't know, holes for eyes basically. I don't think they distract too much away from the teeth, but I think they do give a second, like, focal point for you to look at. Gives her a little more personality. Tied up at the office. When you've gotten tied up at the office so many times, you lose your goddamn mind. This one is called Strings. This one is just illustrating the age old fear of getting something stuck in your ear and not being able to get it out. She appears to be in some kind of otherworldly dimension or maybe a dream world, but this little ear demon over here seems to be pulling out these centipedes out of people's ears, and she's not really for it. So, begs the question if this is always in our ear or if he put it there and then he's pulling it back out. Who knows? This one is called Eavesdropper. The idea behind this one was he has multiple ears, so many ears that he can't stop hearing everything. He hears too well, and it ends up driving him insane. But yeah, this one just came out really good. Love the smile, love the shirt. Yeah, really like this one a lot. Demons in Wait. This is the feeling you get when maybe there's something in the room with you, maybe a bad spirit. I've heard that before. People have that feeling, but you can't see it. So, this is kind of my idea of maybe there really is a demon in the room with you, and you know it's right there breathing on you, but no one can see it. This one's called Filled with Worms. It's just a worm guy, but multiple faces, multiple worms inside. You know, would you still love him if he was a worm? Static Smile. I called this one that because I did this really cool background effect with spray paint, and it ended up looking like, the static you get on old TVs. I just really love that effect a lot, and this demon just sort of came came to be kind of like a face that I saw in the spray paint. Diamonds are forever. Basically, I just had the idea of doing like a clown girl with like a face card kind of theme. So I ended up doing like a diamond here for a nose. I don't know. This one just kind of started a certain way, and then I just ended up building all around it, and this is how it turned out. There's a lot going on in the mouth, and the eyes are very strong, even though they're so simple, which I find really cool. Is your face drooping? Are you feeling like you're looking old and haggard? Look no further than the floss lift. We can simply raise your cheeks and your lips with high grade floss. You may bleed a little, but that's perfectly normal. Introducing the Necro Neko girl. Cute and cuddly and all about them murder mittens. So on this one, I tried to draw something a little more realistic, less cartoony. She still has kind of oversized eyes, but the fact they don't match, I think, makes her more unsettling. This is the first time that I drew little cat paws, made them bloody, which is fun. Sweet like you. This cannibal chef is just super excited to have you in his kitchen. He can't wait to see what you taste like. Jack O. Ripper. I think I drew this when I was in the UK. So we were touring around the Jack the Ripper sites, and I thought it'd be a funny crossover just to do Jack o' Lantern, Jack the Ripper. This one is called The Lurker. Just give the sense of something following you, you know? It's almost like no matter which way she turns around, he's going to keep dodging back behind her and she'll never actually get to see him. Like my hat, this one, I just kind of thought, like a couple of my previous other ones, be kind of cool to have the face peeling off of the skull. But at the end of just, the journey through making this, it actually ended up looking like a flesh octopus sucking on the back of his head, which I kind of like more. So, happy accident, I guess. Don't you hate it when you're eating your favorite intestines and they end up just squirting all over your face and you don't have a napkin and everyone's looking at you? This one is called Messy Eater for obvious reasons. The maiden, the love of your life, you knew it from the first time you met her. that she was the one. And you find out she's possessed by the devil, but you love her anyways. Can I use the hall pass? When you're not feeling well and you have to get up in front of the class to ask to leave. That's kind of what it feels like. How everyone views you. They all kind of look at you like, oh my gosh, is she going to throw up? Ugh. This one's called Neck Pop. I like to pop my neck. But every time I do it, I think about the morbid thought of what if I broke my neck? So that's just kind of depicting her accidentally breaking her own neck. This one is called Mr. Lick and Laugh. This is actually one of my earlier artworks out of one of my 5x7 sketchbooks. I had a lot of fun with this guy's drool. It was fun to draw that. I was, just getting the drip down. And if you notice, this doesn't have any blood. So that's different, surprising. Just swinging around, having a blast. This one's called Swinging. As I recall, this is like one of my first quote unquote Apple Core designs. I don't remember who said that to me, but I like the phrase. But basically, where they just have nothing going on there, no jaw, nothing, just sort of like a disconnect. All right, this one has many names, but its actual name is called It Has Many Names. This is probably one of my oldest 5x7 designs. I ended up making this into a big scale for some of my wheat paste projects I did back in the day, some of my street art designs. But yeah, like this one a lot. I love when people ask if I'm starting to get the Christmas spirit. That's what this one is called. It's called the Christmas spirit. But when people ask me that, I like to think of it being a demonic spirit and possessing people. So that's what's depicted in this painting. This man is so filled with the Christmas spirit. Tie dye, spelt D-I-E. I called it that because the background was sort of experimental. I was using some new red watercolor ink, but it ended up looking to me like a tie dye shirt. If you can see on here, this shiny stuff is actually silicone caulk. I thought it'd be fun to stick it back and forth because sometimes when you do that, you can get a long spittle string. And so I put it on a painting. I ended up liking it a lot. Looks really cool. I ate them all, said the little bunny boy. This one is called Saucy. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, TM Gallows, that doesn't look very saucy. You've made a lot of saucier looking girls. It's actually called Saucy because the blood here is made from hot sauce. I thought it'd be fun to just use hot sauce instead of my blood mixtures and my inks and things like that. So, fun fact, hot sauce works as blood for anyone wanting to know how to paint blood. Such a pretty face. When you're the prettiest ghoul in town. I have a confession. She wants to whisper it in our ear. And I mean, I gotta say, I'm a little excited to find out what her confession is. Shattered insides. On this one, I just was morbidly thinking about what it'd look like if you had internal bleeding and you're just bleeding out your mouth all over your nice new shirt. Can I nibble on your ears? As a lot of you know, I like the word nibble. It's cute, but also disturbing. And a lot of my characters have a lot of teeth. So you don't really want them to be nibbling anywhere near you. This one I put on a book called Dry Guillotine, which I found at a thrift store. Love the title and thought it would be perfect to draw on. Okay, there you have it. A conclusion to another one of these art tour videos. I will see you in the next one. And until then, stay creepy. Big hellish thanks to all my patrons. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to keep the nightmares going and the art flowing.